ladies and gentlemen, your boy did it. I have my nationals invite. Let's go! And I took it with one of my favorite decks that has been ever created in the Digimon TCG. So, let's talk about it. Roll the intro. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Zay, the resident Digimon expert on the TCG Cast channel. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I am showcasing the deck that helped me get a Nationals invite for the first ever Digimon National Championship tournament. Oh, I'm so hype. I'm so hype. And happy. But yes, the tournament was fun. Shout out to all the people at One Stop Anime for participating. And yeah, I had a fun time. So let's talk about some of the cards that I played in here. So, oh yeah. And I don't know if you guys have actually checked out the title of this video, but the deck I placed with was essentially security control. So yeah, let's talk about some of these cards. So let's talk about the Digi Eggs in here. Now, essentially, I play Gigimon. Honestly, you only need to have one for this deck. I basically just put four in here just for the element of surprise, so that my opponent thought that I was actually playing a red deck. But yeah, that didn't age that well. But essentially, we play this Digi Egg just so we can have access to our red option cards in here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, let's talk about the level 3s in here. Also, I want to warn you guys, some of the cards that I put in this deck I don't have anymore because I was borrowing it from a couple friends. So if it looks a little jank, that's why. But anyway, let's go to the level 3s. We play 3 bushy Agumon. The main reason we play this is because we can cheat this out for free with our magna, or if our opponent gives us like 5 or more memory and they don't have a blocker on the field, we can just hard play this and immediately swing. So it kind of adds a little bit of an offensive, somewhat of an offensive and aggressive element to this deck. I like this card a lot. If I were to make this deck, I would definitely take this out. But it was a nice piece in this deck. For sure. Now the next level 3 that we play in this deck is 2 Lucimons. Now, like I mentioned, some of the cards I don't have anymore because I was borrowing it from a friend. But yes, 2 Lucimon. So the cool thing about this is that if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, instead of hard playing this for 13, you can hard play this for 5. And then on play, you get to recover one. And then the secondary effect is not really important. If you have this Digimon can only digivolve into a Digimon with Lucimon in its name, but there isn't any other Lucimon that we have in the BR format. But wait until set 7. Oh, fantastic. But anyway, you can cheat this out by also swinging with Magnadramon, or if you're in like a long, grueling battle, which you will be with this deck, you can just play this for 5 and recover one, and you have a 10k body on the field, which is nice. And that's all the level 3s we play in this deck. We don't play any level 4s, so we're gonna skip to level 5s. So the first level 5 we play, which is essentially a staple in any security control deck, we play 4 Magna Agumon. Now, essentially this Magna Agumon, on play for 7 memory, you get to recover 1, which is fantastic. It's somewhat like Lucimon, but it's a level 5. and you have to pay somewhat of a decent amount of memory on it. And then also, uh, if you have a level 6 on top of this, this Digimon gets 1,000 power for every security, for every 3 security cards you have. So if you're at essentially at 6 security, you can give your level 6 plus 2k power, which 9 times out of 10 you're not gonna be doing that. You're essentially just gonna just hard play this and recover one. But if you feel a little saucy and you want to digivolve into Magna Andromon just so you can swing and heal, then you know what? Be my guest. Be my guest. That's it for this level 5. The next level 5 we play is Mistymon. For those that have saw my McDonald's control video, essentially what this Mistymon does is on play, you get to choose 2 of your opponent's Digimon and give them minus 3,000 power for the turn. So typically this is a rookie killer, but you can also pick 2 Digimon on the field and just have their power reduced. And then we have other cards in here that targets a Digimon with a specific amount of power and kills it. So yeah, it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Now we're gonna go to our level 6s, which is probably the meat and potato. Well, yeah, it is the meat and potatoes of this deck. So another staple in security control, Magnadramon. And the cool thing about Magnadramon is that it has 2 effects. One, if you have 3 or fewer security cards, you trigger recover 2. So if your opponent beats you down to 3 security, you can just hard play this for 11 memory and then go back to 5, which is fantastic. And then with the other kind of option cards that we have in there, 9 times out of 10 is going to be one of those, and it can mess up your opponent in many ways than one. Also, when attacking, you can play a level 3 Digimon from your hand for free. So if you swing with this, you can play your bushy Agumon or your Lusamon, which is fantastic. Sadly, during my experience with this tournament, this doesn't stay on the board for that long, just because your opponent doesn't want you to do that. But you know, you have that option. Now the next level 6 is actually I don't think I've seen any deck profile of security control play this. Well, except for one, mine. We play Dandevimon. I know this is a little weird. Dandevimon, a purple Digimon. So the cool thing about this Digimon is it has 2 effects. One, on your opponent's turn, when a card is removed from your own security stack, you get to trash the top card of your opponent's security. Basically meaning, if your opponent attacks you and gets rid of one of your life, you can say, okay, get rid of one of your life. And then also, its second effect is when this dies, aka on deletion, your opponent trashes 2 cards. So they have to discard 2. There is a hand destruction element in this card, and I like that. For those that know me personally, I love anything hand destruction wise, and I'm glad that I can finally put a card like this in a deck. I mainly put this card in here because of the matchup with black, referring to the metal. What was it? The black metal Garurumon, in which when it digivolves, it digibursts 2, and then it trashes one of your security if you don't control a Digimon with I think 6,000 power or less or something. So essentially, I added the star to counteract that. So if they try to do that, I'll just be like, okay, get rid of one of your things. So that's the main reason we play this card in this deck. Now the next level 6 we have in here is Machinedramon. This card, fantastic. One, it's a blocker. And we got love blockers. We love blockers. Stalls your opponent. And then you can do other plays. Fantastic. And also a cool thing is that on play, whenever you hard play this, which is what you're going to be doing 100% of the time with this deck, you trigger Digivolve 2 on 2 of your opponent's Digimon. So essentially, if your opponent is trying to build a big stack, you can just whittle that back down, and then they have to use more resources to increase that stack, which is fantastic. And now the next Digimon in this, which is a very essential piece to this deck, is Omnimon's Worth Defeat. And you play 4 of them here in here. So I'm going to take these out so I can kind of represent what this Digimon can do even more. So essentially, this Digimon has 3 effects. One, on when you check in a security, you get to play this card for free without conducting the battle. So if your opponent like swung with a rookie essentially, and they check this in security, that Digimon doesn't die, but you now have this big boy on the field, which is fantastic. Also, when Digivolving, you can delete one of your opponent's Tamers. So if they have a memory reset Tamer, like, oh, I don't know, like Davis, TK Takaishi, Mimi Tachikawa, then you can Digivolve into this and just kill it. And it's fantastic. And for some people, who might be confused on how we Digivolve, well, one, you Digivolve this for 3 on top of a black or purple level 6 Digimon. So we Digivolve this on top of Dandevimon or Machinedramon, which is nice. Or we just either hard play it or just have it check in security. So there's a lot of ways to have this boy out. And then we also play more Omnimons in this deck, referring to Omnimon X Antibody. Now, it's a little weird because you can the Digivolution cost based on this card is red and blue, and we don't play that in this deck. But it has another effect in which you can Digivolve this card on top of any Digimon that says Omnimon for 3. So you can Digivolve this X Antibody on top of this Worth Defeat for 3. So now you get to draw a card and you get to do its other crazy effects. Now it does have 2 effects. We're not going to talk about the second one because it's not going to well, actually, let's talk about that. I'm gonna talk about that first. So essentially on your opponent's turn, when your opponent attacks, you can trash 2 cards from under this to end the attack. And I will say that's never gonna happen. However, if you do have, let's say, a Dandevimon, Omnimon Zord Defeat under this card, you can just get rid of these 2 to negate the attack, which is actually pretty good. There is a small chance that it happens, but it happens. And then also when attacking, you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon with power equal or less than this power. So anything 15,000 power or less, you can just straight up kill it, which basically kills everything in the game unless if it has a power enhancing thing on it. But yeah, fantastic, very fantastic card. Now let's get to the real meat and potatoes of this deck, the option cards. So essentially, first option card, Holy Wave. Hold up, let me put the alternate art on here just to flex. But yes, Holy Wave, a fantastic card. Essentially, for 6 memory, if you hard play it, you recover 1. So you just straight up heal 1. Or its security effect is you get to activate the main effect, which is recover 1. So if your opponent, let's say, swings at your security, you flip this Holy Wave, then you put the top card of your deck to essentially replace this card, which is actually busted. And it does make your opponent frustrated. And trust me, I have seen that happen many times. Many times. Now, the next card in here, which is so vital. Oh, it's such a good card. Ultimate Flare. This card alone is honestly the MVP of me getting my nationals in. I am not going to lie to you. So essentially what this card does is for 8 memory, or if you check it in security basically for free, you get to trigger Digivolve 3 on one of your opponent's Digimon. Then after that, you delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the play cost of 3 or less. So it can potentially be a board wipe in certain cases. If your opponent wants to play Rookie Rush, you play this, Digivolve whatever they have, and then you just get rid of all the rookies, and you're home free, which is fantastic. Or if you just want to get rid of their pesky level 7, and you want to drop it down a couple pegs, which I have done, and it's so satisfying. then you can do that. Now, our next option cards are the red cards in here. So we play 4 Trident Revolver. The main reason we play Trident Revolver is for 2 reasons. One, its main effect is you delete one of your opponent's 6,000 power or less Digimon, which is fantastic. You kill every level 4, depending on the situation, a level 5 and below her. That's funny. Anything below that, and also if you and after that, you can play a Tamer card with a play cost of 4 from your hand for free. So essentially, you get to kill one of your opponent's Digimon and then play a card from your hand for free, which is fantastic. And also in security, you can play a Tamer and kill one of their opponent's maybe like a blocker or something else, which is fantastic. Now the next card that we play in this deck is 4, count them, 4 Gaia Forces. And I cannot wait until we get these new starter decks so I can fill up the slot for my Gaia Forces. So basically what this card does is you just straight up delete a opponent's Digimon. Just anything. Just anything. Just straight up delete it. And then on security, you activate the main effect, which is delete a Digimon. Kill anything. You kill anything you want. It's great. Oh, the amount of fear and frustration when your opponent just checks Gaia Force and security is just, oh. And you just gain the tempo that you need to overpower your opponent, which is fantastic. Now we're going to get to the last couple of cards here. We're going to go to our Tamers. So the first Tamer that we play is 4 Tai Kamiya and Madashita. This card is dope because at the start of your turn, if your opponent has a level 6 or higher, you get to gain 2 memory. So hypothetically, if we have even like 3 of these ties, or maybe even 2, we get 4 memory. Now if we get 3, we get, hold on, let me do math. We get 6 memory, which gives us a lot of options to do, which is fantastic. And then the last Tamer we play is Izzy Ozumi. This card is fantastic because for 2 reasons. One, it's a memory reset Tamer. So essentially, if your opponent tries to choke you to 1 or 2 memory, you get to boost it to 3 every time your turn starts. And also, if you pair that with these Madashitas, if you just have one of these out as well as one of these mats, you start off with 5 memory every turn, which is dope. I like it. And another cool thing about this is on play, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and then if all of the revealed cards are black, you get to gain a memory, and then you get to put the top cards in any order on the top of your deck. Which I know it sounds weird because we don't play a lot of black cards in this deck, but the main purpose of this is you get to see what your future cards are going to be. So let's say you had, oh, I don't know. Let's say you had a magna in your hand, and you played the Izzy, or okay, let's say you check this Izzy in security, right? And then your next card was going to be Trident Revolver, Gaia Force, and let's say Holy Wave, right? So you look at these two with the Izumi effect, then you get to pick which one goes to the top, and let's say we want to keep this like this, right? So then, when our turn starts, you hard play Magna, right? And let's say we have like three security, of course. And also, don't forget we draw one every time we start our turn. So you hard play this Magna, you recover these two, right? So now, whenever they check into security, they're going to check into a Holy Wave, which recovers. And then let's say they recovered, or they hit into this mat, and that plays. And then they hit again, and it's Gaia Force. And you can just kill anything. So you can kind of predict the future in a weird way, which is fantastic. I like that. I like that a lot. And ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the deck profile. Yeah, this, I'm not gonna lie to you, this deck needs, it's not the best. It's not the best version of this deck, but like I mentioned, this deck helped me get to my national invite, which I am so happy for. Some of my matchups were, of course, Lord Nightmon. I think I beat that in like 3 games. Another matchup was also Lord Nightmon. Then I think I faced a I think like a green. I think it was like either green control or green OTK, one of those two. And then my last match was the black deck that I was talking to you. Sadly, I did lose that match. However, the guy that I played against, he already got his invite, so he just essentially gave me that invite, and I was like, heck yes, I take it. I am going to nationals. And also I just wanted to give a special shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for your awesome support and love and all the things that you do to show love for the channel. I really appreciate that. I also want to I guess not necessarily announce, but remind you guys that we have a Patreon in which we provide a bunch of love, and we're kind of giving back to you guys. And also, if you want to help fund your boy to get to nationals, then yeah, we would really much appreciate it. So yeah, that concludes the video. Thank you guys for watching. I've been your boy Zay, the resident Digimon expert on the TCG Cast channel, and you just got decked.